Hey there, this is your coach James Wilson here with workout A for the new DB conditioning program. So we're gonna start out with a core circuit. So we got 2 exercises. We're gonna pair up a half get up with a single arm or uni farmer's walk. So I'll show you how those look. So for the half get up, it's just the first 2 steps in our Turkish get up. So you're gonna get your dumbbell, you're gonna lay down. Now when you get the weight up in a position, what I like to do is roll over on my side. Use both hands to bring the weight up, both hands to get it up in a position. And then once I've got it set in position, now I can put my arm and my leg out to the side. I've got the weight overhead. So the first step is I'm gonna get up on my elbow. I'm gonna drive my elbow into the ground. I'm gonna drive my heel into the ground, and I'm gonna sit up onto my elbow. Now at this point here, I wanna pull my shoulder blades back and down, hold this position for a second, get really nice and strong. Now I'm gonna drive my palm into the ground, and as I do that, my fingers will point back behind me. That'll allow me again to pull my shoulder blades back and down, puff my chest out, good strong position. I'm gonna come back down to my elbow. Now I wanna keep my shoulder away from my ears. I come down, I don't want my shoulder to collapse. I wanna stay nice and strong, lower myself down. Then I would just repeat up to my elbow, stick it for a second, up to my hand, hold it for a second, back down, and down, up to the elbow, up to the hand, back down, and down. And when you're done, 2 hands down, roll it over, then you would switch sides. Now for your single arm farmer's walk, you're gonna want a relatively heavy dumbbell, and pretty simple. You're just gonna grab it, you're gonna hold it on one hand, and first thing is good posture. Shoulder blades pulled back and down, chest nice in a good strong position, nice and tall. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk. I like to walk in a small figure 8 pattern. I'm keeping this dumbbell from swaying around. I don't want it moving around a lot. Just a nice tight figure 8 pattern. Watch the posture. This isn't a grip exercise as much as it is a posture and breathing exercise. As soon as you feel your posture start to go, you're not able to keep your shoulder in a good position, you feel your breathing start to go, at that point just stop. You don't want to just keep pushing into that bad posture and bad breathing. So make sure that's nice and strong. When you've done your reps on one side, we're looking for 40 to 60 steps with that, and you're going to switch hands and do it on the other side. So you're going to alternate between those 2 exercises twice, and then we're gonna move on to our next exercise, our next group, which is our focus circuit. So for this one, we have a stagger stance deadlift and a 3-point row. And again, I'll show you how these look. For the stagger stance deadlift, you're gonna get you a weight, and you're gonna get set with one foot step back just a little bit behind the other. This isn't a full split stance, I'm not stepping real far back. It's just far enough to kind of get it out of the way. I like to think of this as a single leg with a kickstand exercise. So I'm gonna keep most of my weight, 90% of my weight on this lead leg, and just use this trail leg as a kickstand. I don't wanna start driving through this. So here's how the exercise is gonna look. I'm gonna push my butt back, let my chest come down. I'm gonna come down as far as I can while maintaining good posture. As soon as I feel anything start to round, I lose my shoulders, I lose my spine, I stop coming down. I'm gonna pause for a count of 3, and I'm gonna use my glute. I'm gonna squeeze my butt cheek and drive myself back up. Here I'm nice and tall and thin. I'm thinking like I'm trying to put on a pair of pants. It's 2 sizes too small. If I'm doing that, that'll keep me from leaning back, and that's what I want. So again, butt back and chest comes down. Pause, 2, 3, nice and tall and thin at the top. Butt back, chest down. Pause, 2, 3, back down or back up. So again, I don't want to do this. If you feel like your knee, this back knee is kind of getting in the way of your weight, then that means that you're not doing a good hip hinge. We're not pushing the butt back and letting the chest come down. You'll see if I do that, my hand or the weight clears my knee, no problem. So I can do this, no problem. So that's it with your stagger stance deadlift. Again, just make sure that you're maintaining good, strong upper body position and posture while you're doing it, butt back, chest down, and make sure that you do your reps on both legs. You're gonna pair that up with a 3-point row. Now I'm gonna use a bench here. If you don't have a bench, that's fine. You can use a chair or whatever you have that you can get access to. But what we're gonna do is real similar to the stagger stance deadlift. I'm gonna start at the top. Same kind of position to get set. I'm gonna push my butt back and let my chest come down. Although now I'm gonna put one hand down on my bench or chair, whatever it is that I'm using. Now I've got to keep this arm nice and strong, shoulder blades tucked back and down. I'm going to drive my elbow back behind me and think about trying to pull my thumb up into my armpit. And I'm going to hold, 2, 3, back down, bring it up, hold, 2, 3, back down, up, hold, 2, 3, and back down. So pretty straightforward exercise. The main thing you got to watch on that is the other arm, the support arm. You want to make sure you're keeping that shoulder blade tucked nice and strong. You don't want to be letting that support arm get lazy. So again, make sure you do both your reps or your reps on both sides there. And you're going through your focus circuit 3 times. You're going to watch how we progress our sets and reps there. And so with the strength training stuff, you'll see that we want to, the reps are going to slowly increase over the course of 3 weeks, and then in week 4 we're going to increase the weight and then drop the reps back down. So in your manual it gives you instructions. You want to try to find a weight that you can do for 10 reps with the exercises in the focus circuit, and you're going to start with that weight and you're going to slowly try to increase 5 pounds every time you see a week highlighted in red. So every 3 weeks you're going to, or every 4 weeks really, you're going to end up increasing the weight and the reps drop back down. So it's a simple cycle. It's the way that powerlifters train to get nice and strong. Start a little under where you're at, slowly build up through a few cycles, adding weight, and you're going to end up stronger than where you're at. So that's the idea behind how we're doing this. So when you're done with your focus circuit, we're going to move on to our combo drill. And so for this one, we've got cheat curls, shoulder presses, and front squats paired together. So I'll show you how it looks and then break it down how we're going to do this. So you're going to need your 2 dumbbells and really, relatively light. Don't go too heavy with this because this will get heavy real quick. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 5 cheat curls. So for a cheat curl, you're going to nice and strong, get set, good posture. You got your biceps connected to your ribs. I'm going to push my butt back and let my chest come down. So it's real similar to that stagger stance deadlift position where we're letting the butt come back, chest down, and then we snap the hips to bring the weights up to this position here. The weights come down and bring it back up. Weights come down, bring it back up. Now what I'm not doing is using my arms, okay? You'll notice my biceps stay connected to my ribs. They never come away from my ribs. And if I do that, then I'm using my body, I'm using my hips to generate the momentum, and that's what we want. Hips back, snap it, it comes back up, okay? So you got 5 of those. When you're done with that, you can spread your feet apart a little bit, and you're gonna do 5 shoulder presses. From here, you're gonna drive the weight up, lock it out at the top, bring it back down, show you from the side, driving it up, lock it out, bring it back down, up, lock it out at the top, my biceps in line with my ear, squeezing my glutes, protect my lower back, good strong position. When I'm done with that, I'm gonna do 5 front squats. So again, feet shoulder width apart, holding the weight in front of me. I'm gonna squat down till my elbows touch the inside of my knees, drive back up, squat down, drive back up. I can show you from the side, down, drive back up, down, drive back up. When you're done, feet would come together, back into the cheat curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shoulder presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feet narrow and then keep going. So that's how it looks. 5 cheat curls, 5 shoulder presses, 5 squats. As you can hear, just doing a round or 2, get your breath going. So we're gonna be doing a work interval. You're gonna be start out going for 1.5 minutes. You just set a timer for 1.5 minutes. You keep going through that 3 exercise combo drill for the full 1.5 minutes. Wherever the timer goes off, you stop where you're at. And then when you start again, you start over at the beginning. Start over with your cheat curls always. So you've got 1.5 minutes on, you got 1.5 minutes rest, you got 3 rounds. You'll see that over the course of 3 weeks, your rest is gonna decrease. And then on that 4th week, we're going to increase the work time a little bit and go back to our regular rest. So that's how the combo drills work. Pretty tough, so don't go too heavy with those. Better to start a little light and give yourself some room to build up. So that does it for workout A. Hope you enjoy it. I'll talk to you in workout B.